If you own a Kawasaki Vulcan Voyager, no matter what year, you know that it is an awesome bike. Great bike, super comfortable, super capable, and even has some things that some other bikes don't have. But you also know that it is kind of lacking in some of the technology department, and that's with good reason, to keep the price point down. It is a great value, so they have to kind of cut a little bit. But today, we're going to show you how to upgrade a little piece of the technology that's really quick, really easy, and not that expensive. So as you know, the Kawasaki Vulcan Voyager has its own little vibe, its own little look and everything. It's got like the old school kind of, 50s, 60s muscle car type of vibe. The dash definitely reflects that, with the old needles and all that, and a little bit of a digital display here, but, with the curves and the front and everything, it really screams, classic. Like I said, it's a great bike, a great value, but they did kind of short a little bit on some of the technology, which is fine because they're not all that complicated to fix. Now, as you know, the AM/FM radio is almost useless in this day and age, but they had to keep the price point down. I get it. You can easily change like a single DIN radio and change that out that has Bluetooth. Problem solved. No big deal. Another thing was, this bike does have a power outlet, so you can plug in, heated gloves, if you're a creator, cameras, phones, whatever you need, and they do provide you a power plug. However, this power plug is the old school cigarette lighter, little socket here. And, not ideal. Even in 2019, this was a bit old school. It wasn't really up with the times. So what we're going to do is switch that out. And what I'm going to be doing is switching this one out for this one here. And as the lid says, it is a USB, and it has two USB connections in there, 3.0 quick charging, so it claims. And it also has an LED light, and it's a blue one, so it matches the color of the bike. So a little bit of upgrade here, so I don't have to use like an adapter like you probably used to seeing these. And this one has been floating around so many saddlebags for so many years. Well, look at what the name on it there. If that tells you anything, come on, Focus. Anyways, it says Radio Shack. Yeah, if that tells you how old this thing is. I can't remember the last time Radio Shack was in business. But anyways, you would pop it in there and, then you got your jack. But these things mess up. If you get a cheap one of these, then that could mess up your flow. So I just wanted this to be an upgraded one, where it's just plug right in, just like, the higher end bikes that have just, a USB. And it really doesn't need to be a higher end. I don't know why they would have skipped this part. It's not an expensive part to just put a USB in there. I purchased this online, eBay, and it was like maybe $15. So this is going to be, a cheap one. Update real quick. The hardest thing about this install is going to be splicing two wires together. So to get started, you got to get this out of your way. And so your side glove box, obviously this is, all that you need to get to is going to be behind here. So in here you will find 3 Phillips head screws here. You just remove those screws and this entire glove box will come out. Put that somewhere safe, and then you are going to have access. Those are the 2 plugs you get there too. Now, I thought I was going to be lucky and it would be 2 flat plugs in the back of this thing, just like this one has. However, as you can see, no, it's the Kawasaki ones, and they're round. It's good that they're there. I'm going to go after that and then into mine. And then if I ever need to take this fairing off, which I will, to do the radio, I can just unplug from these factory ones, or even from here too. It doesn't matter. But once you get in here, this plug here is in here very, very simple. And I'll show you on here as an example. Like, it has this little collar that's around it. And you can literally do what I did with my finger, reach in and just pull it. And it just unscrews. And that just, it's like a bolt that goes in and tightens it up from the inside. So the first thing that you'll do is just reach in here and find that little collar and just flick it with your finger, lefty loosey, righty tighty, and just unscrew it. And as you can see, it's already starting to move in here, and this just pops out. I thought I was gonna get lucky too, but I don't know if you can see right now, but these wires are not on a clip. They are like kind of factory into this whole clip thing here. So just gonna have to cut these. I thought I would get lucky, but anyways, but yeah, just get this ring off of here and I will show you the next one. All right, so you can kind of see what I was talking about. They don't have much room here, but yeah, there's no clips on them. They're kind of like welded in there, waterproof like, I guess, I don't know. But I'll just cut them and then resplice them, no biggie. As you can see, this one, this kit came with the wires that go with it, which is really good. These do have the blade on the back, so I'll just have to splice these in. It comes with a 10 amp fuse in here, and that's if you're creating this from nothing. Like if you want to just add one to like a plastic boat or car or anything really, that would be included if you're going hot right from the battery. But mine comes on only when the key is on. My socket only works when the key is on, so that tells me that it's hooked up to the fuse box. So I don't need that fuse. I already have a fuse in the fuse box. So I can just take a length of these. I have the clips here, and just take a length of these, something good to work with, and just cut them and splice them from here. Make sure I got some heat shrink for each one of them. One for the ground and one for the hot. I'll probably still put like some tape over top of it, just even after this heat shrink, just because it's in that cubby hole, and it even says that it's not waterproof in there. So all right, so at this point you got the other one out. I unscrewed the back part or whatever, and now we have the new one, and just got to make sure you get it in there nice and straight. You want it nice and straight in there. Push it through the front, and as you see, even if you're doing like custom work with this one, like if you cut your own hole and it's kind of not the best hole, it has a little bit of lip here, so it's going to cover over a little bit of that hole. So whatever you've hacked up under there, it may not even be seen. So it has a nice little fresh look here, and you just go take the ring that it comes with right here, just like the other one, and you go through the back. All right, so before you actually tighten it all the way down inside, make sure that it's nice and sitting up and down, because I'm OCD, so make sure everything is in place nice and perfect. And then you tighten it down the rest of the way until your fingers bleed. Boom. And then from here you just need to splice in the wires. I have the original factory wires here, and I'll show you real quick to save you some time. You're going to find these two wires. Once you cut your original one, you're going to have this like brownish, peachish looking wire here, and then you're also going to have a wire that's black with the yellow stripe. The black with the yellow stripe is your ground, and this brown one is your hot. I got them wired up. I put a little bit of tape under there just because the factory wires were a little thicker than these wires. So just to give a little bit more stability, my heat shrink still fits over top of it because I just put a little bit of tape on there. So I'm just going to pop these over, make sure it's right in the middle of the bulge, and then just take a lighter if I can get in here with it. Luckily it's pretty cold in the garage today, so I don't mind burning my fingers. But yeah, you just heat it up and it shrinks right down onto the wire. Yeah, creating hopefully a waterproof, kind of waterproof. Make sure you get your ends. Ooh, don't set stuff on fire. Make sure you get your ends. Those are the important parts. Ouch. Make sure you burn yourself in the process. But yeah, so it shrinks right down on there. Alright, so then we got the ground heat shrunk down. So there you go. So now you got your spliced in aftermarket plugs with the flat ones that are just going to go right into the back of this. Just want to kind of tidy up these wires a little bit the best I can. Alright, so there we go. We got this back together again. the 3 Allen screws. We got our USB plug. Let's check out how it looks, because it has LED, so boom. Oh yeah. Matches the bike real nice. We also got, you know, the blue lights, you know, the LED kit and everything that's on the bike itself, so matches up no problem. So clips in real nice. Protect it from the rain. So yeah, one by one we are, I am one by one updating Blue into being, you know, having some updated things. You know, like I said, the technology is a little lacking, but simple little fixes like this brings you up into the new millennium. Well, it's the 2019, so it's already in the new millennium, but I'm also going to be getting the radio done, so watch for that video as well. It's just a single DIN radio that I'll be putting in there with Bluetooth capabilities, so that when I have the CarPlay, I'll be able to go into the bike or into my helmet. So anyways, guys, just wanted to show you a real quick one, just an easy one, not too technical, but gives you a little bit of upgrade and makes life a little easier. So see you on the next one.